Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my review for episode 1 of season 2 of Star Trek PICARD. Yes, it's finally started. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Star Trek PICARD season 2 has begun today. Superb. Bit odd that it's running hand in hand with Discovery, coming to an end. But there you go. So this episode's called The Stargazer. So the episode catches up with Picard. He's back on Earth. Admiral, Starfleet, all this stuff. The storyline revolves around an anomaly, spatial anomaly coming with a message for Picard saying they want to join, essentially join the Federation. Picard gets out there and it's the Borg. Yeah, this Borg vessel comes out, sort of funny shaped one. But they start assimilating the ship and all this sort of stuff, and Picard sets off explosion, countdown, and then we head into the Q stuff. So I just wanted to skim over the storyline quick, because that's not the biggest thing really about this episode that I sort of found to be interesting. Now, season 1 of Star Trek Picard I found to be somewhat lackluster, somewhat boring, aesthetically boring, this sort of thing. The fact they were on this ship that wasn't a Starfleet vessel, it's not what people wanted. But this has given people what they wanted. It's like they've gone away and thought, okay, we've now got to give people what they want, have it as a Starfleet vessel. So we get the ship, the Stargazer, which was Picard's first command, first ship he was on, and he... But obviously it ain't that Stargazer, it's a new one with some sort of Borg technology that they've used from that thing they had in the first season, this sort of a thing going on. But my point is that they sort of retroactively changed the series and put all the characters into a different place. So 7 of 9 is out and about on that little vessel from the first one, doing sort of rogue, helping people and this sort of a thing. So she's sort of like the Han Solo of the series, so to speak. Cristobal Rios is now the Stargazer Captain. He's got a captain's position in Starfleet. Dr. Agnes Jurati, she's on board the Stargazer as well. So everyone's in different places to do with Starfleet. So the series is taking us the Starfleet route again, which is fantastic because that's what people wanted. So it opens that sort of aesthetic to what we've seen before, although the ship looks somewhat darker on the inside than the sort of vessels we were used to with Star Trek Next Generation, this sort of a thing. Now, so this is very much a set-up episode of showing you where the characters are at, their new roles, their new positions, what they're doing, and this sort of a thing. Now, beyond Patrick Stewart as Picard, 7 of 9, and Cristobal Rios, who's seems a far more interesting character now that he's on board a Starfleet and is a Starfleet captain, other than him smoking a cigar the entire time that he's captaining. Come on now, smoking in the workplace, we got rid of that ages ago. That doesn't exist anymore, but what, Starfleet allow it? Fair enough. I don't agree with that. Crap. Anyway, but no, so the episode's got some fantastic acting in it. Patrick Stewart is top notch, although he's getting very old and his voice is very old and this sort of a thing. So, but hats off to him at his age, still doing this and pulling it off. Wonderful stuff. 7 of 9, Jerry Ryan. She looks as fantastic as ever. She still looks really good, and she's a joy to watch whenever she's on screen. So the acting is good. You've got some nice cinematography in the episode. It looks fantastic, the effects look great, and we should have an interesting storyline coming from this episode or from this series, in that you get the explosion at the end and everyone's destroyed. Starfleet, the vessels that are there would have been destroyed and this sort of a thing, and then you're thrown into the Q stuff, and Q's going to put them into through their trial, so to speak. So a very positive start to the season, far more interesting than, we're saying that season 1, episode 1 of the first Star Trek Picard series was a pretty good episode. It had a lot of fantastic acting in it. The only thing is that the backstory seemed far more interesting than the story that we actually got. The story of Picard sort of helping the Romulans escape their dying planet without Federation's help and this sort of a thing was far more compelling than what we actually got in the series. But this episode, it started strong. The only niggle I have is, again, the Borg. You know, do we need to see the Borg again? They're becoming like the Daleks of Doctor Who, the sort of, like, you know, they were once a really threatening race, and now they're just like, oh, it's the Borg again, you know. And Star Trek Voyager was a series that really sort of rammed that into us and sort of weakened the Borg for what they were. But nevertheless, I'll be back next week. It's far more compelling than Star Trek Discovery and what that's given us. So hopefully they've learnt their lessons from that very first season and what they got wrong and what made it so boring, the uninteresting characters. But the uninteresting characters are still here, don't get me wrong, they are still here. But hopefully they could do something with them to make them a bit more compelling than what they were in that very first season. Anyway, just my thoughts on this first episode, The Stargazer, Star Trek Picard. Thumbs up. Yeah, but anyway, here's AJ. I'm getting going. If you enjoyed that, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I will be reviewing this series on a weekly basis. Thanks for watching.